Okay.
Now, I'm a software developer by trade, and I get security trainings that teach me all about how, hey, you're working on the weekend and the CEO's friend has reached out to you and they say, hey, the CEO said I should have access to the system. Do you give this person access? This is an actual training that I've gotten over the whole 9 years I've been working in that industry. And of course, the answer is no, right? You don't just give random people access no matter what they say to you. That's how actually phishing attempts happen all the
Or
time.
how rich they are.
Exactly. And they break through the systems. Like that's a number one vector that they get through to people. And so our federal government has a standard, right? There's supposed to be a vote in the Senate to confirm leadership and departments. So like DOGE should have just simply got a vote in the Senate to be able to come in to do these tests that they wanted to do. They never did that vote. And so our federal government's agencies are supposed to be independent of each other. And so when Elon Musk came a knocking, they should have said, hey, you're just telling me that you're the CEO's friend over there. I don't care. All right. No, go get a vote. But we didn't do that, and unfortunately, Elon Musk broke through all these systems. He dismantled USAID. He ended a lot of investigations into himself, and he stole the personal data of all 350 million Americans, which I believe he's using to put on a private server to then train an AI on how to privatize Medicaid, Social Security, and Medicare.
Gosh.
That was a huge risk for me. That really triggered me, and I realized then if that's going to be a line they'll cross, ooh, they're going to cross way more. And what have we seen since then? Far worse things going on.
Oh, absolutely. Give you a little bit of my history. Go back way back, early 2000s. I ran for a board of supervisors, and I can remember the personal trigger for me was financial irresponsibility of our local leadership, elected leadership at that time. They were running deficits. Oh my goodness, people will say, "Oh, a Democrat talking about fiscal responsibility." Yes, we're here. There are,
We exist.
yeah,
We do
and
exist.
I come from a farming background, grew up on a dairy farm, live on the family farm now. And farmers, whether they're Democrat or Republican, have always been fiscally conservative because we always had to save money for the future because we were in an industry has a lot of ups and downs naturally, and you prepared for the future and you saved for the future. And to see these cuts now on a national level. And here's the thing: I told a local, hey, I'm in the coal fields of Virginia that voted 80% for Donald Trump. And I was talking to one of the old school conservative Republicans and said, hey, if you know, not that I would have liked it, but I could have stomached it, all these cuts, if you were doing something positive with the national deficit, isn't it?
All right. If we
Balancing
were
the books.
actually
I mean,
not
I
running
still
a
wouldn't have
deficit.
liked where he cut, but I could stomach it. But to do all these cuts and hurt working class people and hurt poor people to give to the rich, I can't stomach. And then have our congressman go along with that
Yeah.
without
It's
question.
it's crazy that we have tax cuts that are so tax cutting that it's still keeping us in full deficit by trillions of dollars,
Making it
right?
worse, worse, absolutely.
There all the problems that we all think of those issues, it's not like, yeah, that's gonna be better, and we're not gonna grow fast enough with things like AI to offset that, and AI is its own separate can of worms, because if it becomes as big as they want it to become, that's a job replacement, right? The United States is not ready for 25% unemployment. We're not. We're not.
And nobody is. And that's the problem third world countries have is
Exactly.
unemployment rates like that.
Because they loot it. They loot the government functionally, and right now, that's I feel like what we're seeing is that there's no fiscal responsibility at all, 0.
No, and no responsible government. They're not being responsible to the working class, not being responsible to needy people that
Yeah.
need these services like Medicaid. And it's just totally irresponsible government is what they're handing us. Yeah.
They're trading our future away with the hope that we're gonna outgrow our debt, but the reality is you can't have $4 trillion in deficit year after year and go, "Well, we're gonna outgrow that, guys." We're
Well, way back when I went to school, Virginia Tech, I took economics. I remember a professor talking about trickle down economics. That was in the 80s. That's what I kind of grew up with and stuff. Hey, let me tell you the problem with trickle down economics. You can say, well, gosh, we give these tax cuts to billionaires. They'll spend money, create jobs, do this and that. First of all, it doesn't really happen like that. And second, in rural America and rural Southwest Virginia, we don't have none of those billionaires here. So we get absolutely, hey, if Amazon grows, we don't get that growth. And so what you've done is you've hurt Southwest Virginia, you've hurt the ninth congressional district. And we're not, even if it works the way they say it's going to work, and we know it's not going to, we don't benefit from it. The urban metropolitan areas, Northern Virginia, will benefit from it.